Hello one and all, and welcome to the Astroflower. This is going to be a time-stamped reading for the solar eclipse, which is due on the 23rd. I say due, it's going to be here, innit? Let's be honest. If you can count on something, you can count on the sun. So, did you see the collective reading on that? There was a lot of important messages, I think, in there for us all. It's all about a new cycle for the relationships and how we treat one another, basically. That flowed into the business side and talked about changing the way in which we do business and the way in which we accredit sort of benefits of working, of that sort of thing. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a timestamp reading, as I said, and it's going to be, we're going to go into the relationship side and the financial side and the overall energy that's going through. Okay, we're going to be starting off with Aries and running right through. You'll find the timestamp down in the description below. Okay, so first out the bat, let's see, Aries. Hello Aries, and welcome to your reading. Now, it's been over your past few weeks, it's certainly been a thing where there's a changing aspect within you in regards to how you live your life sociably and how you connect with the relationships around you. Let's see how this heart chakra of the earth is going to be shedding a bit of light or exposing a bit of light on that sort of thing. Okay, let's just go straight in there with the overall energies here. There's going to be times when it's going to be pulling you a little bit from pillar to post, really, at the moment. There's going to be a lot of offers coming in for you, and I think this is probably a good thing, but maybe a little bit too many offers by the looks of things. Obviously, this is going for this new paradigm that we're going into, and it seems like there's offerings that are not only sort of romantic offerings, and this could be just from your partner within itself, but also I think it's sort of like there's contracts and stuff like that with that letter. More sort of networking more than anything else. Okay, so that's what it seems like. Let's just go in and see what your relationship side is. Here, let's just get the karmic message here. Yeah, I remember about sort of like 6 months ago, we were talking about being the pillar of your family and stuff like that. And this is really coming into play here of being that, being that pillar of the family, having that sort of, that possibility of the long-term goals and stuff like that. It seems like you're going to be sort of like people are going to be dependent upon you in a way, and this is going to feel really good for you, I think, over this next coming 6 months, just to see what the relationship side is here, how the emotional sort of side of life is. There seems to be a learning process at the end here, but generally what you've been putting into place this year, keep doing what you're doing, because it's going to bring you comfortable sensations about being within the groups of the people that are around you, the family, the friends and stuff like that. Look, you've got the universe trying to bring in the King of Swords, so they're giving you that sort of stature through knowledge and understanding, basically, and I think that's what it means here, of where you're going to be a real sort of go-to person coming through. This is where the learning starts. You're going to start sort of seeing things, how things are connected together within your family, your friends, your community and stuff like that, and that's going to provoke a little bit of understanding and a little bit learning from your side, I think. Well, 2 cards want to come out. It's a bit of a leap of faith, and I think this is going into territories you're not really within relationships or emotions, and not really been your sort of bag at the moment. Excuse me a second. It's not really been your sort of bag, but this is where, it's understanding, I think, on this sort of pentacle front as well, I think it's more a case of understanding how relationships sort of go together in a way, how you can organize your greater family, your greater friends and stuff like that, your friends, your family, community. And it's being that person. It might even be a case where you're actually called to called to duty, as it were, as being like equivalent of a local mayor or something like that, in those sort of angles. But whatever it is, it's certainly taking in a position of authority with those sort of two kings there. Let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side. Expand, expand, expand. I think this is growth. I think this is like it's really asking you to move and push things on and grow, basically. It's going through that portal, which is that change, that massive change, I think, that's coming in business, in the way we do business, and how money is has affects us in our lives. Let's just see what's going on here. Oh, well, very quick. I think within the next few weeks, you're going to see, like, you might have been working on projects for a long time, and you're going to start feeling that they're starting coming through. It's the universe here is sort of kind of asking you to sort of just relax, spend a bit of time with yourself. You've done the work, apparently, of what's coming through. And this is ascension moment where things are really starting to pay off. You're starting to step up a grade in the financial sort of world and see how it goes. See how it evolves. You've obviously done the work. You've put in the hours beforehand. And it's going to bring you harmony. And this is what you're seeking out of this transition. This transition is over the next sort of like 5-6 months. And it's a definite moment of a caterpillar coming into a butterfly. And you're going to find some real beautiful stability within your world, within your regards to your business sense and how you interact with the businesses that are around you. I think this is what, I was talking about, you being mayor or running a family or running a family business or taking over a business or getting a really promotional job or even sort of starting your family and stuff like that. It's all about sort of expansion and position. There's a lot of gifts coming in for you. The way you've set things up in the going future, it's looking really good for sort of projects and your own personal life and your relationships and stuff like that. So the heart here in this reading here is sort of it's a very practical one, but it's one that works for everybody and makes people around you feel very secure about their going forward, about their going future. Okay, your weekly will be coming out on Saturdays as well, which you can see there. But whatever it is, it looks like a really good future for you coming up. I would be attentive much more on the financial sort of side, because I think the relationship side are just going to almost work by themselves, basically. I think on the business side of life, it's going to be quite amazing for you, really. So there you go, Aries. Lovely to have you here. Thank you very much. And moving on. So we're moving on to Taurus. Taurus. How you doing, Taurus? Busy as a bee. You're keeping your head down. You're grinding on, as it were. Things have been really changing for you this year, I think. A lot of things have come to the surface which are really good for you. And it seems like a very productive year. Let's just hope the economy and the world around us also sort of retains that productivity. Okay, let's see what goes on in your overall energy here. It's you're going to find yourself sitting in a position of power, basically. It's a bit of a call to a mission. I think this is sitting in power like an emperor, where you're going to be this, not necessarily a go-to person, but much more of a person that is revered by the people that are around you. You might find some jealousy in that as well, people being a little bit jealous of you. But as you're very practical and you get on and do things, This is a real call to mission for you to do things. Let's just see what's going on in your relationship front. You've got to open up your heart, though. I think this is what the heart thing's telling you about at the moment. It's on very subtle levels. It doesn't necessarily mean to go, go running naked through town shouting, "I love the world," sort of thing. It's much more sort of subtle about that. But it's opening up to people, opening up to the idea of, of love, basically. There is an offering coming in for you, I think, in this next sort of 6 months. If you're already in a partnership, it could be a renewal of your vows in a way, or renewal or resetting of your relationship in a very beautiful way. Let's just see what's going on the how this sort of combined over the next few months here. It's expansive. I think you're going to enjoy it more and more. The more that you put out, or the more you open up, the easier it's. Yeah, there you go, the Queen of Hearts. The more you open up, the easier it is going to be for you to feel content and whole and just absolutely amazing, really, going forward. Opening up your heart. This is what it's all about. Offering your heart up. It could well be marriage for some of you, and this is what this call for action could be. But if you're already married and in a very stable couple, I think this is almost sort of like a change of direction for the couple in a good way, exploring the avenues of pleasures between you all. And I think this is going to it's like it's going to put you in a position where not only with your family, with your friends and stuff like that, where I think this is where some people might be a little bit disappointed in you because you're stepping up, because you're moving on, as it were. You're creating this sort of like greater family that is around you. Be careful of expectations, maybe. That's what this could be here. Expectations in others, not necessarily in yourself, because Taurus, if you're going to do something, you're going to do it. But I think it's more of a case of others, basically. Let's just see what's going on your business front. Steady, progressive growth, and it's very good growth, actually. But it's very steady, it's very sure, it's consistent. That's what it seems like. Expressing your vision of how this new world of business should be put into place. I think it's a good thing to express your version of how people should respect one another, simply because you are hardworking. I think your vision of things could be a really good asset, not only for you, but for the world that is around you. Let's just see what the overall flow is here for you. Okay, so there's a big change coming up, I think, within the first part of it. And then it's almost as if like you invest enormous amount of money straight away, and the returns over that are continuing over a long period of time. So it's not necessarily like a big quick win. It's more of a win over a long period of time. Yeah, it's nurturing those success, or nurturing those businesses, those relationships that you have, those projects that you have over those next few weeks. Yeah, I think once you start that investment, you're going to have the world's got to sort of carry you through. It's a bit of a nail biting time, that period just afterwards, and that could be running into January and February or something like that. And I think it's waiting to see how it all pans out. Stick to your vision, stick to the truth that is within you. I think it's probably the best way to go forward, because it's going to eventually bring you up with very substantial gains. That's going to make you very much more passionate about the future, and it's going to give you springing and good ideas going forward. Let's just see how the overall comes out. Yeah, you get to a new level of life and comfort and harmony, and I think that's in both angles, within your job and within your relationships. It's as if like after that, into that period that comes into your autumn period, you're really just in your stride. You're on a long distance run, as it were. Yeah, it's that page of just wanted to see, I didn't think there was any other pages. No. yeah, a page of wands. So it's going to be a very passionate exploration, not only with your relationships here, but also with your business thing. I think with the success, it's going to open doors for you. So then therefore you're going to be able to look at the future and see what is possible, what you can invest in, or what you can change jobs in, and how you can explore your career path and stuff like that. So it's going to be a very exciting and busy time, I think, in this coming year after that. That seems like, you know, the overall lesson of learning about your heart to open it up in order to see those passions coming forward. So there you go, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed that. Yes, I will see you on Thursday for your weeklies. Okay, moving on to Gemini. Gemini, how you doing, Gemini? Let's just see what's going on for you. Let's see how the eclipse is going to be affecting your heart, and bring it up into your crown chakra, giving you those inner visions of what's going on. Okay, let's just see what's the overall energy is for you here. Everything, it's like everything has been swept away, and there's a new era coming for you. Seems to be very sociable though. I think you're going to find your place within your community that is around you. And that could be within your family, your friends, your community. I think it's a case of finding your place in the world. You're a very generous group of sign, and very caring about other people and very helpful. And I think this is going to pay dividends after these two eclipses that are coming through. Let's just see what's going on in your relationship side. Let's see what the open up to new avenues of love, I think. It's very similar to Taurus, that just come before you, really, which you're very similar to do because you both got that fire at your base. And it's opening up those passionate, that heart in a way, sort of saying, I can protect my heart and never get in a relationship. Then I'll never get hurt, but then you'll never know what love is. So I would just get out there and allow yourself to, really dance the dance. Let your passions flow. I think this comes from the fire in the base of you. I think this November you're going to really start kind of wanting more and more passion in your life. Let's see what goes on the relationship front. Well, after a bit of a slow start in November, I think it's going to start really picking up. It's going to make you really busy. I think this is where this overall energy comes in. I think it's going to be a lot social going on, a lot of connecting with other people that are around you. Yeah, I think this is, as I say, as a slow start. I think there's still a little bit of maybe this eclipse here is going to shine a bit of light on your heart to allow you to, relieve yourself of all those burdens that you've been carrying going on. I think this here is you're meeting someone. Yeah, miracles happen. You may not even see it coming, I think, with this love. I think it's literally you just walk around the corner, you bump into someone and say, oh, excuse me, I do apologise about that. And your telephone falls on the floor and it breaks the screen, or their telephone breaks the screen. And that's how you get to know them, because you got to connect with them in order to get the screen changed and everything like that, It's just a silly little thing that sort of brings love into your life, and then it sort of rockets from there. It's going to, a bit of a tower moment. I think this is a good tower moment. I think this is a tower moment where you're going to realise that all of the old stuff in the past that you've been doing needs to change, and you need to, concentrate on your love and be in love yourself with your community, with your couple and everything like that. I thought the tower was going to come out in there, to be honest, but it looks like there is a bit of a tower moment where it could be the fact that you're getting married or something like that. It seems like that. I think it's more of a tower moment for people that are around you rather than you. So there you go. Let's just see what's going on the business front. Some battles ahead, but you're going to get your just desserts. It's something that you might have been working on for a long time, a planning in the background that no one really knows about, that you want to sort of like come forward in the future. Sorry about this. There you go. there's a lot of messages coming in. I think a realization about maybe a big change of job, change of career path. It could be a new business that you start. You know, it seems that sort of going that sort of way. It's very similar to this side. Starts off slowly and really builds up. So yeah, it's, you know, playing smart. You know, you might have people around you that are trying to scupper your dreams, as it were, stick a bit of a you know, stick into your wheels, as it were. But I think you're smart enough to have that process of going forward, of working out where you're going and what you want out of the career path. And I think this is going to play in really well for you. And it builds up gradually over time. Yeah, I think this could be in the collective here. I think this is a case where we've been through the eclipses, the economy's moved incredibly, and we're in a position where we're going to need to be carried through like a rite of passage. And you've got this rite of passage going through for you in the future, going forward, as it were. And as you go through this lull, which seems to be for most people, just after you've you know, you've worked out the plans of how you want to do your business or your career path, all of a sudden it's really going to take off in the future. Yeah, you're going to have, you know, complete and utter faith in what you do. It's going to be much more plain sailing once you start doing it. And once you do that, you're going to feel, yeah, you're going to feel like that king. You're going to feel like, you know, you're sitting within harmony with everything that is around you in the business front. And therefore, you're going to get some good returns. Let's just see what the overall outcome is for you. I think this is long term. We're talking sort of January and February and that sort of period there, just coming up to the next set of eclipses. Yeah, it's a renewal of you, basically. It's going to provoke loads of good ideas of going forward after this section here, and also this section here. I think, you know, it's where there's things that are going to be changing in your life on both fronts. I think this is going to provoke a lot of ideas going forward. And this is where your intuition is really going to come to the fore in that January, February period. Okay, just as you're coming in, just as you're flowing through your summer period. Okay, Gemini, there you go. I hope you know, to see you on the Sunday night for your weekly readings. If you haven't seen the equinox, yeah, I've got the equinox reading and the monthly readings out there, but the eclipse reading, I'll get there in a minute. The eclipse reading, if you haven't seen the eclipse reading, it will be linked in the description below, or at the end of this video, in one of the cards. In the meantime, Gemini, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Right, Gemini, who we got after Gemini? We got Cancer. Cancer. How you doing? Yeah, interesting time for you, I think. I think this is there's a bit of a storm going on in the background, which is not really affecting you as such, but it's keeping your eye on it. As you get that sort of storm going through, it's going to muddy some of your waters. So I think there's, you know, it seems like there's going to be a little bit of emotional situations you need to deal with. Let's just see how the overall energy is. Decisions. I think there's a lot of decisions to be made. If you really want to, yeah, dream big if I was you, but this is where your decisions are going to come into it. Once you start realizing that, you know, your dreams are essential to you going forward of how you live life, it's going to need you to make decisions about what you're doing at the moment and what things need to change in order to get those dreams realizing. It's, as I say, that storm is behind you, and I think it could have been in the past, it could have been through it, but it's just hanging around. And I think it's there the the overall energy here is asking you to sort of free your sky of clouds by dreaming big, basically. Let's just see what's going on the relationship front here. There is movement, a lot of movement, vertical movement in a way. It's almost as if like you're moving into a point where you know what relationships you want, and you want it to be manifested around you. Aries got this. This could be to do with cardinals, actually. Yeah, so you know what you want, and yeah, you're going to go out and get it by the looks of things. This is what it's sort of saying here. Victory is yours if you plant the seeds of love, basically. Let's just see what the overall relationship side is. That's going to be full on, I think, for the next sort of like 4 or 5 months. I think this eclipse here is going to show you parts of your heart that you never really looked at before, and you kind of like, you're going to kind of, well, you knew it was there, you haven't really looked at it, and you need to explore that a little bit. Things are coming in, change. There's a lot of energy going on this side, to be honest. And this victory is coming in very quickly. This change is coming in very quickly for you. So I would really wish big if I was you. Dream big where it's concerned with your relationships. Open your heart, I think, is a very important thing for you. Expressing your desires, come what may, basically. Yeah, I think this will produce those healthy boundaries, but it is about going on a journey, and that barrier there that's made in the Nine of Wands is like that difficulty before happiness in the Ten of Cups. It is that barrier. It's sort of saying, I'm not going to accept less than that, basically, going forward. Yeah, I seriously believe that, there's a big victory coming in here, and that's what this cloud is all about, walking away from that, setting up those boundaries to sort of say, I'm not going back to that. And you're going to be able to live, I think, in relationship wise, in harmony with someone that really sort of like empowers you, that makes you feel empowered about being alive, basically. Yeah, let's see what's going on your financial, your job, or your business front. There's a lot of different things going on here, and I wouldn't say there's one big victory, but there's a few things that work and there's a few things that don't work, and this is the thing that could be that cloud hanging over you. It's that anticipation about going on, but it's never really getting there, but it trickles through, it opens up slowly but surely, and it just gets enough of a carrot in front of you, enough of incentive to keep moving on. Let's just see the overall energies here. It does build, there's no doubt about it. And I think it's going to build right through to February and stuff like that. I think these little openings and opportunities, and these little failures as well at the beginning, are going to really put you in a position which is really solid, continual growth, basically. And growth, I think, could well be beyond your dreams. As I say, the Six of Cups, I think it's letting go of something in the past here. Letting go of an idea of something in the past. I don't think it's massive. I think it's a lot of small things and small sort of connections you had in the past that you need to sort of let go of in order for that journey to really take off. Yeah, it could well be a bit of a headache for you going forward. I think it's going to free you up from these headaches, actually, allowing those things to just fall away from you. It's going to allow these headaches to go away, these arguments, these petty arguments, or these petty discussions that doesn't really get you any benefit whatsoever. King of Cups, that's been coming up for a lot of people. So it seems to be this sort of way. I will say that everyone in this section here, which is around about the sort of December time, November, December time, end of November, December time, there seems to be a bit of a weird thing going on in the collective, which puts a bit of carbosh on everything, sort of slows everything sort of down, really, and gives you that, you've got to glide your way through. Let's just see where it goes through. But then eventually you get to a stage where you're going to be really content with how you're going forward in regards to your job, your business, and stuff like that. You're going to feel comfortable in your position. And look at that. You've got the King of Cups one side, and you've got the Emperor on the other. I'd wish big, actually. I'd really, really wish big if I was you. Let's just see what's going on in the future. It's like the fountain of youth. It's, yeah, okay, so it's the death and rebirth. This is a new one, new you coming out of this in January and February. And it looks like you're going to be in a really powerful position. It's where the heart is going to be healed, basically, for you over this period. And I think this is what this eclipse is, this one and the lunar eclipse, because we will be doing one on that, I think is the one that's really pushing a lot upon you. Okay, there you go. Your reading will be coming out on, your weekly readings come out on the Friday night. We also have our sister channel, Cymatic TV. They might be interesting for you to go and have a look at. In the meantime, which is all in the links in the description below. In the meantime, Cancer, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Moving on, right. We're moving on to Leo. Hello, Leo. How you doing? Big changes for you at the moment, and I think this eclipse here is it's going to make your heart a lot stronger, basically. Let's just see what's going on in the overall energies here. There's a big build up at the beginning, and then it gets much more into a constant flow. It's almost as if like you've got to make a standpoint in the first section after the eclipse, and I think that could play into the eclipse, the lunar eclipse as well. And there's a big standpoint, and then from that standpoint you can go forward. Things become really clear. It is a bit of a leap of faith, I think, this standpoint for you, because it's going to put you on the line, as it were. So I'm not sure you're actually, you're constantly trying to make sure the kids are all right, make sure the family's okay, the friends are okay, that everyone's in a really good position. And now it's making a standpoint for you. It's a bit sort of not really your sort of thing in a way. You're much more getting behind a crusade or a thing like that. So let's just see how the overall energies here, what the karmic message is for your relationship side, your emotional sort of side. Be who you are. Look, you're not going to please everybody, okay? That's just the way it goes. I know you'd like to, but you're not going to. And I think the most important thing is pleasing yourself. Knowing your timing, and your time has come. Patience is coming to an end. You're going to be able to sort of stand up and be forthright within you. That's regards to relationships and everything like that. Let's just see. There's a build up. It's pretty stable at the beginning, and then it's constant. This is where I'm sort of like you find your happy space. Obviously, with the sun, you're going to feel relieved and almost joyous about making your stand within the relationships that are around you, being who you are, and sort of saying, if you don't like what you see, you don't like what you see. What do you want me to do about it? Having that sort of attitude going forward, and as it goes forward, you're going to get some consistency within your life. And with that consistency, there's obviously lots of understanding and knowledge, and you may be conveying that understanding and knowledge to other people. I think this is where that consistency of where you've stood up and you've taken recognition of yourself and how you can place yourself in the relationships. People are going to start coming to you to understand, really, to feel or to explore the idea of being secure and everything like that with it. They're going to look at you a little bit like a role model in a way, by the looks of things. Yeah, it's a consistent thing. This could also be, it could, with the abundance, you can only see and you can see how things work and how things were, like secrets that you couldn't really see before. You're going to be able to see life a lot plainer, a lot clearer. And that's that consistency within you. It seems like it's going to be really building up for you. It could well be a marriage as well for you coming in, or certainly connecting your relationships together in a very physical way. it could even be a family, but I think it's more of a case of sort of moving in with someone, marrying someone, of all those sort of lines. But whatever it is, it's going to make you feel happy. That's the thing, and you're going to feel really confident about the position you've got. Let's just see what you've got in the relationship on the financial side. Sorry, here we go on the karmic message on this side. This is also standing up. This is much more standing up than this side, more than anything else, I think, on the relationship side. And it's about that idea of respect, I think. You know, it comes from disappointment in the world. It's recognizing what's disappointed you in the past and what can actually make you feel elated in the future, because you should be searching the opposite. You know, good ideas coming through. Let's just see how it flows through. This is similar to this side, but the growth is steady and continual. And I think from little acorns, basically, comes from this. There's you. This is what this standpoint is. You are making a stand. And this is little stands in a way, sort of saying, no, we don't treat people like this way and everything like that. My business is, you change the way in your business and way you conduct yourself with your employees and stuff like that. And you're gonna be that shining example in a way for little changes that you do around you. And with those little acorns comes some really good possible futures. Decisions to be made. And to be honest, everybody's had that in this section here, in these two sections here. Difficult cards, which is November, December. I think decisions are to be made, and I think you've got to go forward and make those sort of stick true to your clear decisions. Once you start realizing that you don't have to it doesn't have to beat yourself up over those decisions, you're going to be able to see things really, really clearly. And I think that's when, from November, December, that's when you're going to really start taking off going forward. I think this is what this fair exchange is all about. Yeah, I think you're going to be that role model of that fair exchange. What you've put into this, there is so many cards. What you've put into this is, what you put into this in the way of little acorns is definitely going to bring back some very good return on the planting of those. Sorry about this. The planting of those acorns at the beginning of this eclipse, the repositioning of yourself, basically. And yeah, I think it's going to bring a new beginning, obviously, but I was going to say ultimate success. That is that star there. So I think after the Christmas period, I think you're going to be able to wish quite big. And I would wish big, and I would push it as much as possible. Seems like it's going to come out for you really well, actually. A beautiful transition out of that eclipse for you. So there you go, Leo. Your weekly readings, come out on the Saturday night. And I thank you for all your support that you've been giving to this channel. There's loads of links in the description below to understand and learn a lot about the Astroflower and about energy as well. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Okay, no cards. That's it. All right. Yes, Leo. What's after Leo? Virgo. Virgo, how you doing? Okay, so nothing but change for you at the moment. Everything seems to be evolving. Some of it good, some of it bad. This comes off the back of your birthday season. So running through September, there was a lot of repositioning for you. This is also going to help you to reposition on your heart. I think it's going to open you up into a really beautiful possibilities in relationships for you. And new enjoyment really about going forward and how you connect with people around you. Let's just see what the overall energy is for you. I think out of this eclipse and the repositioning in accordance to the lunar eclipse as well, which we'll do reading for you in a couple of weeks, but I think there's stability and harmony comes within your life. yeah, there's, it could be the fact that you're starting a new relationship or you move house. There's a lot of things going on for you. There's a lot of things going on for you, and I think this is you have that possibility within you to actually really move from one paradigm to another. The timing of your birth is in accordance to the eclipses and what's going on with the Earth's energies and stuff like that. I think you've got a real position to go through that portal into a completely different paradigm, different life for you. Let's see what's going on in the relationship front. Here's your karmic message. Don't give up, basically. Whatever happens in your life, don't give up. Some things can be quite difficult, but it's gonna, within that difficulty, it's also gonna find a lot of freedom, a lot of space, a lot of joy. It's good. Yeah, there's an ascension moment for you. I think it's realizing how good you are. Really realizing that you're worth a lot more than actually what you give your worth to. And I think it is a way of. I think there is a bit of a changing moment. And that's probably going to come out here. I reckon the changing moment here, which is going to set you on a new path, basically. That's funny because that came out on, and those two came out here. I think it was Taurus actually. It came out on your fellow earth sign, but it's playing smart. It's also, I think it's getting rid of the people that are around you are just not playing fairly. Basically, you're not straight with you. There's obviously decisions to be made for you. I think that could well be pertain to that difficult section there going through. That is that new cycle. That's what I was saying there. I think it's going to be quite difficult for you to go through that new cycle. It's the world that's going to force you through it in regards to relationships. So this could be that someone that moves on, or that someone comes to you. But it seems to be movement from outside, which is going to provoke that change that's coming through. And as it comes through, I think you're going to be in a real beautiful place. All of a sudden, you're going to be able to see the future and use your intuition to develop your relationships. And that could be your family, your friends, your community, in a new way, in a completely different way. Because the games or the playing field has changed. The rules have changed in a way. Okay, let's just see what's going on in your financial sort of side. Your karmic message on this side here. You got to keep your nose to the grindstone. It's difficult for you to finish something. You get involved in the plans and getting it moving, getting it going, and getting it into finishing mode is going to be difficult. I think you're going to get some things that are going to finish in regards to jobs or businesses or projects. There's some things that are going to finish, and then it's a case of what do you do after that sort of scenario. So, you have to be consistent. You have to stay true to your feelings and keep that calm, progressive idea going forward within your jobs and your business and etc. Let's just see how the universe is guided, see how it sort of like flows through here, over those next sort of like 2 or 3 months. But as long as you take your emotions out of it and just stay true to your path, it looks like it's going to be very constant. It's going to become, it's still very busy at the beginning part of it. There is a bit of a leap of faith going on here. I think this comes through on this section here, where things really start changing. And it's almost as if from this point here, you don't have to work like a 900 hours a day in order to get things done. Because you're going to be able to see things a lot clearer, and it's going to bring in those sort of victories coming in for you, and that changing aspect of it going forward is you're going to be able to see clearly how the best to get out of life. So, working $100 an hour for 10 hours is a lot better than working at, let's say, $75 for 20 hours. It's picking where you actually get your desires, and it's going to make you very happy. I think you've got a beautiful future coming up. Coming up from January, February, there is that hard work to be put in there. and that bit of leap of faith within yourself. But I think it's ultimately it's going to bring you to a very happy place. And from that happiness, there is so many possibilities. The Three of Hearts. I think it's saying goodbye to heartache in your life. I think it's saying goodbye to a very difficult period where you've done a lot, you've tried to do a lot of things, and it just really hasn't come off. And I think it's more than anything else, I think this heartache here is more sort of in the past. And it's sort of saying goodbye to that heartache more than anything else. It could be some relationships that are coming to an end, but that's only because you're moving on to better relationships in a way. So I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's like a major relationship that ends there. I think it's in the future going forward. Going forward is going to actually free you up from your heartache in your life. Okay, let's just So there is if you haven't seen your eclipse reading, it will be linked in the collective eclipse reading. It will be linked in the description below. Your weekly readings come out on the Thursday night, so thank you for being there or for being here, and I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Right, moving on. Libra. Well, you've just coming out of your birthday season, really, as this eclipse kicks in. So it's all changed for you. There's loads of, it's almost as like, it's like, a bit like musical chairs in a way. That's what it seems like. Let's just see what the overall energy is going up for you here. You're a fountain of ideas, and I think this fountain is going to start spreading far and wide. I think you're going to connect with a lot of people that are around you going forward. There you go. That's a fountain of gifts. And I think you could be the gift. I think your ideas or your mental agility that you have is not just going to serve you, but it's also going to serve a lot of people around you within your relationships as much within your business side of things. Let's just see what the karmic message is. It's solid growth. It's solid relationships. I think it's a case of where I think you understand yourself out of this. I think this eclipse of touching on the heart, I think showed you a part of your heart that is giving you realizations. For some of you, it might be difficult to see that part of your heart, but for some of you, it's going to be a case where you kind of say, oh, okay, well, I understand that part now, and I don't need to keep doing that because that's what causes me trouble and pain. I think it's understanding and realization. This Fool keeps coming up for everybody. It's not one person who hasn't had it. And it is a bit of a leap of faith. It is a bit of a... I don't think it's a massive one, though, more than anything else. I think this overall energy is going to be overriding all of that. And I don't think it's going to be that much of a leap of faith. I just think it's a case of taking things in a different way. Let's see what goes on in your relationship front. Well, this is just blistering. It takes off and just doesn't stop going. So from disappointments in the past, and I think this is what you're leaving behind. As I said, it's been a bit like a musical chairs for you at the moment. I think out of that disappointment there, she's got that one cup. And let me see if I can show you on that. There's that one cup there she's holding in her hand, and that's like the Ace of Cups. So I think this is where you're going to be able to express your heart going forward. And I think it's going to make for a very good and solid and happy and very social relationships around you. The messages are the Eight of Wands. I don't read upside down cards, but I think this upside down is also to do with that message about yourself. I think that could be the realization, but I also think there's loads of messages of people just coming towards you, of expressing their interest of being in any form of relationship with you, and that could be friend, family, community and partner sort of scenario, basically, going forward. Let's just see what the overall outcome is. It's just abundance of love by the looks of things. Oh, the High Priestess. She comes out all the time. These two here, definitely coming out all the time. Out of all of these cards here. And you're going to, with your intuition, you're going to see that your future is within your grasp. You're going to be able to manifest what you desire. But it's going to take application, and also, I think, looking at your heart, at the way you express your heart, in the very small, minor details, in a way. Okay? And it could look really beautiful for you going forward. Let's just see what's going on the on your financial and your business side. When you're well, everybody else can be well. It's a message that keeps coming up at the moment. And I think it's a case here of sort of saying there's no point running around trying to do lots of other things or working for other people but not actually getting any return. I think you've now got to sort of start realizing that these returns in business has got to be for you as much as for anybody else. Yeah, I think it is falling in love with yourself and falling in love with the idea that you're worth a lot. You know, Libra, you're worth a lot. You've got expertise within you. And it is realizing that expertise within you so you can actually really love your job or your business or your financial future going forward. This is expansive like that side. I think you're going to come flying out of the trap, basically, in that week after the eclipse. It is going to be affected by the lunar eclipse, which is out on the 9th of November. And that's what those messages are all about, I think. But it's starting off with you, the Justice, you being in absolute clarity of to what you want out of life. It may be really obvious in the way of your career path, in the way of your business, your projects and stuff like that. And as you go forward, there's that change of fortune. There's that change going on. And I think, you know, being at ease with yourself and realizing that, you know, you, as long as you're okay, everybody else can be okay, is a really good path going forward. Let's just see what's going on this side here, how it sort of pans out. There's a lot of opportunities here. There's a lot of success coming in. Ace of Wands, definite victory. It ties in beautifully with the High Priestess opposite. It's all about your intuition, learning your inner visions, applying your inner visions to the outside world. And as you do that, you're going to be providing a lot of gifts for the going future. It looks really bright. It almost as if like there's not just one job. There's several things going on where you're earning money going future. And yeah, it's just happiness after that difficulty here, which I think is really sort of fading away anyway. It was more sort of confusion that you created by yourself, but certainly happiness going forward for you. Looking really nice from that eclipse going right through to January, February and March. Okay. There is loads of links in the description below to loads of things about the Astroflower. You have your weekly reading coming out on Sunday. So I will see you for your weekly reading without shadow of doubt, because you're going to subscribe and click that bell in order to see it. Okay. And I will see you also for the lunar eclipse reading as well. I think that's going to be quite good. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy. Scorpio. Well, you know, the eclipse is in your birthday, and both of them are in your birthday season. You've got the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse, and it's all to do with the heart, basically. It's the unveiling of things that are hidden. So this can work both ways for you, you know, Scorpio. Let's just see how it goes on with the overall energies for you. Yeah, I think it's choppy chimes for you. I got to be honest with you. I think it's because you're going through your birthday season as well. I think there's a lot of changes that you're trying to implement within your life. And it seems like there's choppy waters around you, and it's maybe you've bitten off a little bit more than you can chew, and this is what the eclipse is going to do. It's going to literally clear out a lot of things, basically. Yeah, I think it's generally, you've got to learn to walk away from these headaches. There's some things that you cannot change straight away. You can't change people straight away. So, you know, it's a case of getting control of your emotions. And as you go forward, it's going to become a lot clearer about what things you can concretely do, not only within your relationships, but also within your financial and business side. But it is walking away from complications, basically. Let's just see what's going on in the overall energy, the karmic message for you in this coming week, in this eclipse season. Let relationships come to you. Stop pushing it, basically. Let people come to you, I think. Because if you keep pushing it, you might strain a few of those relationships. Yeah, there's a change of fortune for you coming. That wheel can turn both ways. And I think it's almost that rocky water, or that choppy water is almost kind of going, which way are you going to fall? Which way are you going to fall? I think if you took a lot of pressure off your relationships, it would turn out in a really good way. If you put a lot of pressure on your relationships, it might be a little bit sticky for you. Yeah, you know, forever dreaming, a little bit stuck up in the clouds, maybe. Maybe that this eclipse here is going to show you that reality of your heart and of the heart of the people that are around you. People that are true to you and the people who aren't true to you. You know, let's just see how it sort of flows through here. It does build up nicely, though, beautifully. I think by January and February, a lot of things are going to be coming out for you, and it's going to make things a lot clearer. There's definitely a new cycle, and this cycle, this death card has come up in, I think, like 80% of all the readings I've done so far of these, and it is in this section here a lot. And there is a changing position here, and there's definitely a new cycle coming for you this time round. The dreams that you might have been dreaming, you know, pigs might fly. They may well do, but you may have, you know, your dreams may not be, and this is what the reassessment of the eclipse could do for you. Put your dreams into perspective of how it is going forward in the future. Temperance, patience, but it's all to do with timing as well. As this change of cycle comes in, and this is like sort of a November, October coming out of your birthday season, and you're going to have a little bit of patience within December as you're going forward into the future, and learning about your timing of how you apply your energies to relationships that are around you. Let's just see what's going on your job or your business front. Here we go. We've got the karmic message here going on. After this eclipse, I think it's going to be clear to you financially what is possible. And that's what is going to, I think you might get a little bit disappointed by it. But, you know, you might be a little bit sort of like kind of going, oh, well, I haven't quite got as much as I thought. But this is a long-term, you're looking at long-term plans here. And yeah, you have the possibilities, you have the success in your hand, you have that seed of your future, that acorn that you can plant. It's just a question of how do you do it and when do you do it. Basically, how you reinvest in yourself coming out of this eclipse season. Let's just see what goes on here. Oh, it's a stairwell. So it's very progressive in a very, Taurus sort of fashion, which is where the other eclipses were. As you're coming through here, there is decisions need to be made. So you've got the Ace of Pentacles, and you've got the Page of Pentacles, and you've got the Two of Pentacles. So it's concentrating on the aspects that really make you shine. There's other things that are a little bit hidden. There's a Pentacle that's sort of hidden. So there is resources that you may not know about that are either going out or coming in. So I would be very attentive to everything that is around you in regards of finances. And this solar eclipse is going to expose a lot of things that maybe you just didn't bank upon. Okay, but it does go up in increments and steps. Like there's a change here, so there's that happiness after difficulty. So I think there's some sort of financial thing that needs to be arranged within your sort of side. of how you do things, how you apply your finances or your job or your business. And once you realize and put that into clarification for you in November, December, you're going to be feeling like, yeah, it's you're going to be very much happy with the situation, although it may, you know, you may not you may not have as many assets as you thought you did, but you're going to be very happy with the situation going forward because it's going to give you that stability by the looks of things and that continual progressive growth. Now, if this was on this side, yeah, it would be to do with relationships. It's basically with that happiness after that difficulty, you have to let it go. You have to have closure on something. And I think this could be to do with a job, or this could be with a business or a property or something like that. It's almost letting go of an old dream that you might have had that you do, and it's beneficial for you to let go of it, because it's going to free you up for a lot of space going forward. And what is that overall sort of space going forward? Let's just have a look. I don't think it comes through straight away, but there's definitely a massive opportunity waiting for you around the corner in February, March time, I think. Yeah, it's walking away. I think this is the realization for the eclipse this here, where you're walking towards your happiness. It's a new cycle for you here. You've got to be a little bit patient, and it's going to be complicated for you in the December, January, February time. But I reckon after that, in March, I think there's that sun that's coming up over the horizon. I think in March, you're going to be really humming. You're going to be really doing well. Okay? And it's going to come in quite quickly, very quickly, apparently. So there you go, Scorpio. That's how the eclipse is going to sort of shine on you, as it were. You will have your weekly readings on the Friday night. There's loads of links in the description below, which you can go down there and you can find out a lot more about the Astroflower. In the meantime, I will see you for the lunar eclipse reading or your weekly reading. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Okay, moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, how you doing, Sagittarius? Hey. This is, all of these eclipses are happening in your autumn period. So it may make you feel even more indecisive than you have been in the past. There's obviously decisions that need to be made here. And it's almost as if you seem like you're ignoring it. Is that really going on? It's almost as if you're not looking at the elephant in the room. So let's just see what the overall energy is going up for you here. It's exposing the eclipse here and how the changes. And if you haven't seen the collective reading on that eclipse, I would go and have a look at it. But it's exposing the idea of putting things to bare bone. So taking it back to bare bone, which ultimately is going to cause that difficulty, which is at the beginning of the Ten of Cups, and it's going to make you feel a lot happier because it's going to sort a lot of chaff from the wheat, basically. That's what the overall energy is here. He's striving towards a happy future, but having to confront those difficult situations at the very beginning. Let's just see what's going on in your relationship side. This is a little bit choppy, actually. This is a little bit... And as I say, you start off in your autumn period, coming into your season, just after the eclipses have happened, and it's going to make repositioning for you a little bit difficult. It's definitely going through the portal. We are going through a portal this autumn, and it's moving from one thing to another. And I think that's going to I think this eclipse here is going to expose a little bit of your heart chakra that you, or the heart chakras of the people around you, which is going to sort of say to you, okay, that is the past. This is what I want in the future. This is what we've got to go through in order to get to that future. And I think this is going to be, it's going to be a stark realization for you. Yeah, it is work in a way. It's working with other people and bringing your expertise to the situation. Let's just see how it pans out over the night. I think it's a steady progressional growth. So this is just before your season here, or coming into the beginning part of your birth sign. But as you come out the other side, there's a lot of things to build on and progress with. That's come out for everybody, the Ace of Wands. It's going to give you that victory within. So as you see clearly within your relationships, it might have been a little bit sticky or a little bit difficult in regards to your relationships. And here is the case here where all of a sudden, as you're going through that portal, you know, really working with other people in regards to the relationships, it's going to help you see clearly about a way forward. And you're going to feel really passionate about it. And you're going to feel like, yes, excellent. We see a way out of this. Or we see a future in this couple, in this family, in this friend, in this community. There's a lot of yes moments coming up, and that will come up, I would have thought, in after your birthday season, in December, in the start of January. And you've got to stand by those decisions, because this is why I said it was a bit rocky, because as you make those decisions, they're not going to please everybody, and you shouldn't try and please everybody. That's the thing, you know. And some things you're going to feel like you're going to be a little bit you know, stuck out in the cold from, you know, in regards to certain relationships. But I wouldn't worry about it, you know. I think it's clearing a space for you to actually have completely different and new relationships with people around you. Let's see what's going on the money side, and the job, and the financial sort of side. With this change in business, which these eclipses, not only the solar but the lunar eclipse as well, which will be coming out in a couple of weeks, I think here is asking you to. It's almost making you realise that the eternal quest for growth and growth and growth and growth is actually may not be the best model for you going forward. So it may be more a case of security and having space or time to actually explore your pleasures in your life. Yeah, I think you're going to own the moment. I think you're going to own your job. It's almost as if like you're going to be comfortable in your job, you're comfortable in your business. It's constant. You're not. It's not causing you stress or strain. But whatever it's doing going forward, it's making you feel very. You know, you're going to be feeling really empowered going forward. Oh wow, look at that. It really does take off. So I think after your birthday period in January and February, it's just going to be an explosion in your life in the way. And I think that explosion is to do with the realization that I don't have to, it's working smarter, not working harder. I think that's what it's all about. So yeah, in this beginning part, it's slow takeoff, but there's opportunities that you can see around you that not only emotionally stimulate you and kind of like, oh yeah, that's a great project, but also provides you with those sort of contracts or those possibilities of really, you know, making things really concrete. So it could be a case of that you've been working on a lot of things, trying to get a lot of deals through, or trying to get something moving, a project going through, and all of a sudden it's coming to fruition. And when it comes to fruition, that's going to create that lull, that tranquility around you, which is going to give you that space going forward. It could be a bit of a tower moment. And I tell you what, everybody in this section here, in the December, January, there's a big change going on in that section there. It'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. Probably got something to do with the solstice, the winter solstice. That would be, you know, I think that would be very interesting. But whatever happens here is those sort of contracts and coming in is going to make major changes in your life, I think. And this is where you're going to be playing smarter rather than harder. It's going to ask that change that is within you is going to ask you to really move into areas that you may not necessarily be your expertise, but it's not too far off for you to take that leap from one aspect of business or job going into another. Let's just see what's going on in the overall outcome for you. I think this comes into this Emperor of owning it. Sorry about this. I've done so many readings. Okay, so I think this is all to do with about owning it, and it's almost like a da-da moment for you going forward. Yeah, your heart. I think you're going to get your heart's desires by the looks of things, and I think that's on both sides. After difficult times, that is going to be playing through that moment there of that Christmas period. I think in January, February, March, I think you're going to get your heart's desires. It's going to ask you to change the way you do things a little bit over this coming time, according to your heart chakra and how you enjoy and you apply your love in life. But once you do, I think there's no one stopping you. I think it's going to be really good for you. So there you go, Sagittarius. Your weekly readings come out on this Saturday night. You've also got your reading. There will be the lunar eclipse reading coming out as well in the next couple of weeks. And there will be also other videos which concerning the Astroflower and how the Astroflower works and according to your elements, qualities and stuff like that. So you're going to want to really subscribe and click that bell in order to get notifications going forward. Let's just see. So there you go, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for being here. Please don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Moving on, Sagittarius, we're moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, how you doing? How's it been for you? Be honest, how's it been for you? Has it been good? You know, there's a lot of opportunities that have been coming down the line at the moment. Real big opportunities. Some of them have come to success, and some of them have just pittered away, maybe. But it's almost it's been a bit of like it's almost someone's holding you back by the braces in a way. I thought it was going to be sort of mainly last week, to be honest. But there seems to be that still sort of thing holding you back, and that well could be these eclipses basically, and shining a light on your heart chakra so you see things a little bit more clearly about how you actually express your love and explore your love on this planet. Yeah. Let's just see what's going on in the overall energies here. I would say it's like a fountain, but it's more like a volcano. There's, it's a volcano produces a lot of earth in the long run. It produces a lot of things that it's spouting out. And I think that's the case for you. Things are coming in really quickly for you. And as they do come in quickly, there's gonna be victories attached to all of that, and changes that are going to be happening. Let's just see what's going on in your relationship side, and that's what I was saying about a volcano. It's really explosive. It's really going fast. Let's see what we got on the karmic message for your relationship side. Solid changes for you. I think there's a moment where you've got to put your flag in the sand. You've got to stick a pole in the ground. You know what I mean? Stake in the ground, as it were. Sorry. I think this is what they're sort of saying to you here, and the karmic message here is sort of like, put that stake in the ground. Yeah, you're finding it difficult to make a decision in regards to relationships around you. It's difficult for you to see which side is good, which side is bad. Maybe within the relationships, and I think maybe this eclipse here is pulling that bandage, that blindfold off, so you can see clearly. And I think it's going to expose quite a few things in you that's going to make you realize a lot about yourself as well. Let's just see what it just really picks up. So it just really picks up. It goes up from November, December periods in coming into your birth sign. All of a sudden, it really does just kind of go and really does just take off. Emperor, a lot of people have had that at the base. So it is standing your ground, being true to yourself, and almost that could be that eclipse of the heart chakra. Of sort of saying, putting that to one side, putting your emotions to one side, and just being who you are and how you could really explore those relationships that are around you. And that could be sort of friends, family, community, anything that is around you. But there seems to be a big change coming in. It's expressing those inner desires of you, basically, to the world around you. And I wouldn't hold back. I would really be forthright around the start of the, around sort of Christmas period. I would really, express yourself and just allow yourself to, saying, this is who I am, this is what I want out of life, explosive all the time. I think this is maybe you're too much in your head. That's what it's sort of saying here. It's sort of saying, get out your head, Capricorn, and just get into the act of just living, being in the here and now. It's very passionate. Look at that. 9 of Cups, Emperor, and the Queen of Wands. It's almost like, divine counterparts here, and just ultimately living the best that life can offer for you. I think it's going to be really good, running right through to sort of January and February. It's going to be very good on the relationship side, and that could be also family, friends, community. But I do think this is within your couple that you're going to find that new spark. If you're already in a couple, you're going to find that spark that just kind of goes, this is it. Okay, let's just go into the business side here, and then obviously this is the part that you're really concerned about, as far as I can tell. It's not. When it starts flowing, don't try and control it. Just allow it to explode. To explode, to move. Allowing it to flow out of you. I think this card here is maybe sort of saying, okay, maybe there was a little bit of planning to this that needs to be done. But I think things as they're coming, it just takes off. As things really do sort of take off, and I think these eclipses will put a shine on a lot of your projects, basically, and giving you that success that you've been so waiting upon, and so building into your life. I think this is going to start. I think it will start after the lunar eclipse more than anything else, but it's going to need a bit of planning. And I would, all those dreams or those ideas that you've been running through you, it's got to keep flowing through, and it's got to allow it to, come to fruition. I think it's this is what this planning is all about. I think this is what you've got the moon and you've got the earth on there. So you've got this lunar eclipse. You've also got the solar eclipse as well. I think this is tying up all different sides of various different projects that you've been doing over the past sort of 15, 20 years even. Long-term projects that are really starting to come to give fruition. After that, you've got, harmony and justice. You're gonna feel like you've got your just desserts, and the hard work that you've put into things is really going to start paying off for you, and it's gonna provide those potential journeys for you. There's so much potential within you in these later stages within January and February that's going to really start kind of going, where do I go? Where can I go from here? Where can I go from here? There's so many options for you. I think that's when you allow the things to flow through you. And it's almost as because I had the Midas touch last week, and it's almost a case of no matter what you do, you're going to come out of this, smelling of roses by the looks of things, out of this whole sort of transition, really. I think you're going to come out of this really well. I think it's a case here of just be careful not to wait too long before you make the decisions. I think it's a case of just sort of, hooking onto a wave and riding that wave of success. Let's just see what goes on here. It's a new world coming up for all of us, I think, because here there is huge amounts of not changes, but you almost anticipated it, and now it's finally coming to fruition. Queen of Look at that. You've got the Queen of Pentacles and you've got the Queen of Wands at the top there. It's being really regal. You're going to be in a real position of, oh yeah, this is perfect. I feel absolutely at one with myself in the knowledge of who I am and of where I spend my time and my money, basically. So yeah, it's a definite progression. There is so much coming through for you. It's difficult to pin it on one thing. I think this is a multitude of different things that are coming through for you at the moment. So the weekly readings for you, Capricorn, they come out on Thursday. We will be having that lunar eclipse reading coming out as well. So you're going to want to subscribe and click that bell in order to get the notifications for all these future readings coming up. There's loads of links in the description below to learn a lot about the Astroflower. So, you know, you are welcome to the Astroflower family. In the meantime, Capricorn, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Aquarius, what's going on for you? Okay, so this is all about, these eclipses are all about fixed signs, which you are part of that family. You know, I think here is the difference is it's almost out, you're almost observing it from the outside. That's what it feels like. You're observing the world from the outside in a way. Okay, let's just see what's going on in the overall energies here. Constant. It's really, it's finding your home, it's finding your feet, it's getting into a rhythm that's really nice for you. It's a new cycle. Yeah, it's a constant that you've never, I'm not sure you've ever really had before. You know, for a lot of you, I think it's going to be a case where you're going to actually really feel empowered about life going forward. And this change of what's happening in the world around you, as I say, you're observing it, and the changes that are happening in the world around us, I think is going to be very beneficial for you. And you're going to feel almost detached from those changes and just almost float through it. It looks really good, but it's in this new world or this new dimension that we're going into, this new paradigm. You're gonna be in a very strong position. Let's just see what's going on in your relationship fronts. Realizations, I think this is all to do with observing. I think in this next sort of 6 months, it's almost going to be observing, but it's realizing how people are changing around you. Yeah, nurturing those relationships going forward. But I think as you see other people, you can realize how you can help them in a way, or how you can connect with them in that regards to those relationships. It's constant, as I say. There is a bit of a lull that comes up just after your birthday season, or just running into your birthday season, I think, more than anything else. But it's going to be building up over that autumn period, over the November and December, as we go forward. Bit of a Tower moment. I think that's a realization in the people that are around you. I think you're going to realize the people that are going good for you and the people that are not necessarily going good for you. And that's going to make things a lot clearer for you going forward. It's going to help you to make decisions in regards to you, relationships, family, friends, community, and that sort of thing. And as you make those decisions, you're going to be able to be in a position where you can, you know, not only help yourself, but help other people that are around you. And you'll be that constant that other people are looking for. It should calm down in this period here, where you're going to need that strength to carry on in a way. I think, as I say, I think just after your birthday period, it's going to need you to be a little bit strong. I think people are going to come to you and ask you for a lot of things. Not necessarily a love, but they're going to be very demanding upon you. And this is where this strength card is going to have to be coming into play, where you've got to realize that there's certain relationships that you you need to keep close, and there's certain relationships that you need to sort of readdress how you engage with people. Okay. Let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side of life. Yeah, there's not only is there a big growth at this beginning time, but it's doesn't stop growing by the looks of things. Yeah, expressing your vision of this new economy that we're moving into, and this new paradigm of business, of how we do things. And as you express your visions going forward, I think it's going to be really important. I think it's going to put you in a place where you're going to be very desired from everybody else that is around you, or businesses or jobs and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a two-step growth system going on here. There's one after the eclipses where things become very clear, not only for you, but for everybody that is around you. It's going to make you feel very excited and joyful, having very childlike, kind of going, let's play business, let's play career path, let's play all of those sort of things. You know, it's going to make you very bubbly, and that's going to bring you up to a big success after coming up after that. Seven of Swords, playing smart, just watching out for people, that could be a bit of a sneaky person, but I think it's where you're playing smart, where you can see things clearly and apply your passion into things and your vision of who you are, your lesson of who you are. As you apply it within the business world, you're going to be playing really smart, and you're just going to be able to have a lot going forward for you. Okay? And as you go forward, I think this period here, which is coming into your birthday season and just coming out of your birthday season, so January, February, March, I think it's going to be like kind of going, we're on top of the mountain, a new cycle. And this is what this card plays in here, is a new cycle coming in for you. And it's almost like you're stepping up to a whole new level. How does it play out for you? It's recognition by everybody that is around you. It's recognition by the people that are around you. And it may be a case where it could burden you. So basically, people may recognize you as a really good person. So you may ask to stand for mayor or something like that. That's twice that idea's come up. But it's that sort of thing of just be careful of the responsibilities that you take on for other people, basically. I would be just a little bit careful of that. Okay, there you go, Aquarius. Your reading coming out on when's it coming out? It comes out on Sunday. Your weekly reading comes out on Sunday. There's loads of links in the description below. We will obviously have that lunar eclipse reading coming out in the next couple of weeks, so you will need to subscribe and click that bell in order to get the notifications for that for those readings coming up. In the meantime, Aquarius, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Right, Pisces. How you doing, Pisces? Good to see you. Had an interesting year so far for you guys, and certainly I think these eclipses, because they've been playing a lot on the water, on the emotions and stuff like that, and obviously it's culminating into a heart chakra moment for a lot of people. I think you're going to come out of this in a really good way. I think you're going to come out of this almost kind of like, it's almost as if like a big tidal wave comes in. You'll get caught up in that tidal wave, and then you find the floor eventually. And as you find the floor, the water withdraws and you're left standing. It's that sort of scenario basically for you, I think. Let's just see how the overall energy is going on for you. A lot in demand, I think, Pisces. I think there's going to be people, you're going to be in a lot in demand. And through that demand, it's going to be that chance for you to express your inner vision, basically. Blimey. That has literally come up on every single person's reading. A new cycle, death and rebirth. I think this is a new cycle. I think, as I say, I think as that tidal wave comes through, and that's that changing. and the new cycle, and you're gonna be like a cat. You're gonna land on your feet by the looks of things. Let's see what's going on in your relationship side. So here we have the karmic message. Don't try and protect your heart. Just be really lovey-dovey. Let it go. Let it enjoy. Let your love shine. I think that's what the message is here. Yeah, it's all to do with timing. It's all to do with at that moment that you touch the hand of that person that you're with, and just create that spark, or laugh at that family meal in order to sort of break the ice and stuff like that. It's just those sort of scenarios that it's going to be really good for you. Let's just see how it plays out here. Okay, there is a very good opportunity, a good opportunity for you straight after the eclipse. By the things, it looks like that heart thing is going to open up possibilities within your relationships that are around you, and it's going to bring you up to that summit, as it were. Yeah, I think there's a lot of happiness. I think this is going to open up. This solar eclipse here is going to open you up to happiness. Just let your love out. Just enjoy life. There is a height here at the moment where you're going to connect with lots of other people, and that's that Queen of Wands, being in the here and now, enjoying that moment at that very moment that you're living in it. After that, there is a slight decline. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I think this is because you're coming into your birthday season. So we're talking January, February. So as you go into January and February, it's sort of things slow down a bit, little decisions to be made and stuff like that. Nothing major. I just think it's a bit of a respite, and it helps you to regroup in a way, reposition yourself. With that Seven of Wands, yeah, I think it's about, in this section there of January and February, is really take that time out for you after having a really explosive November, December, January period. I think it's going to be like a case where you're going to need to take time out for you just to regroup, as it were, because there's just so many things going on, not just within your life, but within the world around us. Let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side. Here's the karmic message here. Allow your artistic side to open up. Okay. Sorry about that. Allow your artistic side to open up. I think it's going to give you weight and position within your job, within your business. Even if it's just a case of how you do an advertising campaign for your business, or how you dress the shop window, or how you do that report, or do those sales in that job, or do that advertising campaign for that company you're working for. It's just allowing your artistic side to flow out. And I think, so it's going to provide for you a lot of, if you do that, if you allow yourself to fly, you're going to get a lot of results, I think. And it's going to provide that respect aspect that I think, respecting yourself, realizing your talents. If you do that, I think everybody else will realize it as well. Inadvertently to this side, because you guys are workaholics, really. I'm Capricorn. I've got a fish tail, so I've got that workaholic aspect to it. But things are really they just don't stop going up for you. I think you get it, basically. It's letting go of all those burdens that are around you, allowing the artistic side to sort of show up. New cycle will be starting for you, and that new cycle will be starting, I think, after the lunar eclipse. But it's these eclipses that are just providing that trampoline effect that's going to really springboard you forward, and it's going to happen really quite quickly for you as you go through that portal into that new cycle coming up for you there. I think it's going to be really good. You're going to find yourself in a completely different situation leading up through Christmas and January and that period there. Disappointment, missing opportunities. Just be careful of that. It's yeah, I wouldn't watch. Okay, so this is what I think it is. Basically, don't watch how the grass is growing on the other side of the river. Just concentrate on your side. I think that's what it's more about. Allowing your heart to grow, and don't get into that competition aspect of it all, because that competition aspect of it all could actually, it could bring you down and make you feel a little bit sort of like left out of the crowd. So it's going to take off. It's just going to keep taking off, and it's because it's taking off, you might find you're working too much and you're not getting enough fun in your life. So I would be wary of that. I'd just be wary of that. But there is definite success coming in for you in that period there. Let's just see what the overall outcome is as we go into the other eclipses. I think this comes from this side here. I think this is where you've now found a new plateau where you're content with your life and sort of saying, I don't want to go back there. Therefore, it's going to be a case of putting in healthy boundaries, as almost keeping the old world in the old place and the new place in the new world where it should be. And you got a tower moment. It is explosive, that section there, and it's vertical really more than anything else. And I think this could be the tower moment of the realization of the entire world, as much as yourself, that we're in this new cycle, and it's going to create a lot more space for you in order to do a lot more things. But I think you've got to confront something, and I think it may be the realizations from your birthday where you've decided to do things and how to do things going forward after your birthday, and applying them in the world may upset or trigger people that are around you. And I wouldn't worry about that. You're definitely going into a new cycle that is very built upon happiness and joy. And I think that's where you've got to push it through and just sort of say, I am who I am. Na, 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 na. Oh, there's a song in there somewhere, isn't there? So, yeah, a lot of changes, a bit of choppy waters toward the end. But I think that's got to do with your birthday. And I think that'll become a lot clearer as we get to those sort of times there. Your weekly reading comes out on the Friday night. We will be doing more videos on the inner aspects of the Astroflower, but we'll also be doing readings on the lunar eclipse as well that will be coming up. In the meantime, Pisces, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.